What's up, beautiful people? It's Coach Ricardo Miller, and tonight I wanted to just show up and do something a little bit different. I haven't done a night talk like this in a while, and I said I wanted to show up to just highlight something for you. It's all about effective living. Yep, I'm loving the fact that this platform is going into 2 years in July. And one of the things that we're seeing that's happening is that the whole purpose of this entity is coming to life where people are accepting, I don't want to merely exist. Yep, I don't want to merely exist. I want to live life effectively. As a matter of fact, I go as far to tell people, don't forget the lifestyle you promise to yourself. Most people don't realize your greatest pursuit in life is to discover your purpose and then maximize it to the fullest. If you're living your life without intentionally engaging in the practical steps necessary for effective living, you could find yourself living and settling, sitting on the porch of regret. Yep, sitting on the porch of regret. It's a sorry place to live. It is where you found yourself having lived for a while, but never actually maximizing your potential. Do you know how many people, they go to work, jobs they don't like, live in homes they can't literally appreciate. They hang around people that they get aggravated and frustrated by. They wake up in the morning dreading to get out of bed. They stay up at night, can't sleep because life's just not working out for them. Life's not working out for them. And that's not the way it is supposed to be. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So what I did was I wrote a book called Effective Living. And I tell people that it is not a book. It's a tool. So there comes a time in your life where you start to realize, I need to get what I need to get so that I can win. I don't want to merely exist. If you're watching us, I want you to declare that today. I'm not going to merely exist. No, 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 no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to become more intentional. Dr. Diana, as you're watching, I know you're a purposeful woman. For those of you that have been following this platform for a while, my goal is to help you to understand that you ought to commit your ways to a lifestyle of constant improvement. Yep. Effective living is living your life at its best, wherever level you find yourself. So I want to talk about several practical things that I think is necessary. If you're wanting to win, then you might as well just decide. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the work. There will be no effective living without you doing the work necessary to see the manifestation of effective living being shown in your life. The late Dr. Miles Monroe says this. He said that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but to live without a reason. There are too many people who are merely existing. And I'm here today to tell you it's time to wake up. It's time to decide that you're going to roar. It's time to decide that you're going to shine. It's time to decide that you're going to become so engaged on how you show up on a daily basis. Oh man, you could say with confidence, the rest of my life is going to be the best of my life. How many of you could say that with confidence? How many of y'all feel that in your spirit? How many of you feel that deep within? The rest of my life is going to be the best of my life. So what I want to talk about is this idea of moving your life from merely drifting. I was not created to drift. I was not created to drift. I refuse to allow my life just to be drifting and barely coping with these days that I've been given. Just barely making it. No, 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 no. Do me a favor. Share this live right now. Allow someone else to watch this because I believe the vast majority of people are merely existing. And that was not the way that the Creator intended for us to live. So I want to talk about several things that is necessary for effective living. If you are going to live life effectively, you're going to have to embrace these 7 things. Here's the deal. There are some people who are going to apply them because they want different. Then there are others who will pass by and they're going to keep doing the same thing and they're going to expect a different result, but there's not going to be any different results because you know what? When you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. If you want different, you're going to have to do different. Let me say that again. If you want different, you're going to have to do different. So do me a favor and share. As a matter of fact, when you share, put in the comment section, I've just shared it, Ricardo. I'm just sharing. You need to put on your notification button, pay attention to what's happening on this platform because we ain't going nowhere. We're here to help people capitalize on the fact that if you discover the principles necessary to winning, guess what you can do? Start applying those principles and find yourself living at a higher level. Higher level living. That sounds good, right? I'm going to be intentional. Moving forward, there are certain things that I'm going to do that's going to set me up to win in every area of my life. So here are the things that I want you to focus on, okay? If you're paying attention and you believe that, listen, I don't want to live a life where I'm frustrated. As a matter of fact, I pushed it to this degree. I pushed it to the degree that I've encouraged people, here's the deal, to start constructing their life in a way, Felicia, in a way, Dr. Diana, in a way that says, I'm creating a life I don't need a vacation from. Let me say it again. I'm creating a life I don't need a vacation from. What kind of life is that? It's not that you don't take your vacation. It's that it's one that you don't need a vacation from. Where, oh my God, Coach Ricardo, you don't understand. I can't wait until I get this vacation. Oh, I can't wait for the weekend. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that tomorrow is Friday. No. Hang around with us. Hang around with effective living. You're going to start learning how to enjoy your mornings. You're going to learn how to enjoy your afternoons. You're going to learn how to enjoy your days. You're going to learn how to embrace your weekends. You're going to learn how to just show up every day. Showing up every day with the understanding that every day is an opportunity to begin again. And you're going to make the most of every day. You're going to drive with a little spunk in your drive. You're going to walk with a little spunk in your walk. You're going to iron, you're going to cook, you're going to clean up, you're going to advance with a little spunk in your walk. You're going to show up, and you're going to show up strong. This is not the hour for you to be timid. You're too grown to be settling for less than you're capable of producing. So here are the things that I believe that is necessary for winning. Number one, you have to realize that your life is made up of your choices. The choices that you make on a daily basis is creating the life you're currently experiencing. The choices. You deciding to come home from work and just going to the sofa, grabbing the remote, getting a meal, and sitting down and repeating that every afternoon is costing you daily. You got to understand, listen, days are expensive, people. A day wasted is a day you'll never forget. You got to get to the point where I have to realize that my life is made up of the choices that I make on a daily basis. I got to pay attention to my choices. Thank you, Dr. Diana, for sharing. I appreciate you sharing this. That is awesome. If you're watching this right now, share. Someone needs to know. I have to pay attention to my choices. The fact that, listen, guys, you want something out of 2021. At some point, you got to realize, I may have to burn the midnight oil. At some point, you might have to realize, I may need a second job. At some point, you might realize, I need a coach in my life. Whatever it is that you need, you got to start making the decisions that is going to move you in alignment with where you're saying you want to be. If you don't like where you are, you can change where you are by making decisions that align with where you want to be over a certain period of time. It'll get you there over time if you're willing to just make the right type of choices. It's all about choices. The second thing is evaluate the culture that you are living in. You got to evaluate the culture. There are some environments that are not good for you. There are some environments that are not good for you. So secondly, if you're wanting to live life effectively, you got to realize, I need to start evaluating my environment. The car company that's in the car that I'm in, that's an environment, that's the culture. You got to start realizing my culture, my environment needs to be evaluated and assessed. I don't need to be in just any environment because every environment is not good for me. No, I know I can't be everywhere. No, I can't be everywhere. No, I can't be everywhere. There's some things I can't do. Okay? No. Birds of a feather do flock together. You've got to get to the point where you realize some environments, you got to decide, I'm going to move. I'm going to move from this neighborhood. I'm going to move from this job. I'm going to move from hanging with this type of crowd. I'm going to move. I'm going to move. At some point, you got to look at your environment and evaluate and assess your environment. Do you know that it is a known fact that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with? It is better to be alone than to be in the company of bad associates. It is better to be alone than to find yourself in an environment with bad associates. Just people who are not good for you. Toxic energy. Toxic attitudes. So what you got to do is you have to evaluate your environment. You say, well, Ricardo, I don't know how to evaluate my environment. I don't know how to evaluate. That's where you may need help. Write this down. Someone is assigned to help me. You need to write that down. That's a really good point. Every day when I wake up, Dr. Diana, when I'm praying, Father, in the name of Jesus, I need you to guide my step. Help me to identify who's assigned to help me. See, because I don't know how to do everything. But somebody knows how to do what I don't know how to do. There's someone who's assigned to help me. Just as much as I'm assigned to help someone. I'm helping people right now. There's a statement that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You've got to get to the point where you start to realize there are environments that's not good for me, and I need to evaluate those cultural settings and start to realize, no, everybody around here is broke. I don't need to be around an environment that everyone's broke. No one here likes to read, and readers are leaders, and I know I want to advance. So if my associates, those who have been hanging around, they don't want to read, they don't want to invest, they don't want to save, they don't want to grow, they don't want to become, I may need to do something that I have not done before. I may need to move. The third thing is you want to examine yourself and ultimately capture, who am I? You cannot live life effectively if you don't know who you are. Let me say that again. You want to examine yourself. This is number 3. Examine yourself to know who you are. See, most of us don't understand that we have been conditioned to believe what we believe of ourselves. And so most people will say, this is who I am. But no, that's who you've become over time based on the culture, education, associates that you've been finding yourself in that is making you to believe that's who you are. But the truth is, you could be so much more than who you are right now. But because of how you've been conditioned, that's what you're settling for. So now a guy like me, Coach Ricardo Miller, shows up and he says, listen, you got to know who you are. I know who I am. Well, you're broke right now. Clearly, you were not created to be broke. Clearly, you were not created for life not to work for you. But yet you're so adamant about who you are. You are not who you are when you know your potential says that you have more inside of you, but you're settling for less than who you are because you really don't know who you are. Once I started to discover who I really was created to be, I started to take the limits off. If you want to live life effectively, you have to discover who you are. I love this quote. The greatest, watch this. I love this quote. Here's how it goes. Where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. When you don't know the purpose of a thing, you abuse the thing. That's the late Dr. Miles Monroe. When you don't know the purpose of a thing, you abuse the thing. So where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. When you don't know your purpose, you believe merely a job will be your solution to living. And oftentimes you find yourself on a job only to find yourself not living. There are people who, if I can get that home, I will be so happy. Well, the truth is there are people who got the home, they got the car, they got the man, they got the woman, they got the promotion, but they have not been living in the place where they belong. They did not take the time to study themselves. So in other words, you could be good in doing the thing that you were not called to do, only to find yourself not satisfied with what you've been given or what you have acquired over time because you're not in your lane. It's like being in a relay race, okay? And you're running. But watch this, you're the fastest runner, but if you're not running in your lane, you could disqualify yourself from having won the race. I'm here today to tell you, you need to discover who you are. The work that is required to discovering who you are, most people aren't prepared to do that work. There are coaches, mentors, leaders, teachers assigned to help you find your place. The older you get, the more difficult it becomes to submitting yourself to the process to discovering your purpose. It is possible for you to find who you, to discover who you are. It is possible for you to discover who you are, but most people, pride would not have it to be so that they submit themselves to the process of saying, you know what? I am too old to stay stuck. And I refuse to keep going around the same mountain, experiencing year in and year out the same thing. I want more. I want better. Come on. I want more. I want, if I was a rapper, I would rap that right there. I want more. I want better. Hey, I want more. Oh, I want better. Hey. How many of y'all feeling me? Come on. I want more. You got to get to the point where you realize, I want more. I want better. So here's the deal. If I keep doing the same thing, I'm going to keep getting the same result. Now, here's what I've been saying. If you read my book, you know I've said it in the book. Someone is assigned to help you. But now, you got to get to the point where you say, you know what? I need help. I need help. Now, here's the deal. You got to submit yourself to the process when the help shows up. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But the student still has to be willing to learn and follow through on the instruction that is given. The challenge, those of you that are watching tonight, thank you for sharing. Please share this. Dr. Diana has done a splendid job in sharing. I appreciate you for doing that. Can I get a few of you guys to share, tag somebody? Because there are too many people who know they're not living at the level that they were created to live. And they're merely existing. I don't like my job. I don't like getting out of bed in the morning. I'm a couch potato in the afternoon. I'm just sitting at home with my remote. I'm bench watching Netflix. And I what I'm saying about myself, I really don't believe. I'm too educated to be broke. I'm too talented to be frustrated like this. I don't know what's going on with my life. And at this age, why is this happening to me? Here's the deal. Asking those questions are critical. They're very important. You need to ask the question, but then you need to move beyond asking the question and getting the help to move you beyond just asking the question. A few years ago, I made a decision. I will not live my life based on the ideas that I lived my life on when I was failing. Okay? When my life wasn't working for me, I'm not going to keep doing those same things and know that my life's not working for me and expecting to live life effectively. What is effective living? Effective living is living life on your own terms. Effective living is taking control of the wheel with the grace of God that has been placed on your life and allowing the Holy Spirit to be your guide and being able to operate based on the instruction that He gives you so that every day you show up with an anticipation of what's going to happen today, a day full of favor, a week full of opportunities, a season full of blessings. You got to get to the point where you start realizing the rest of my life needs to be the best of my life. Can I get a few of you guys to declare that right now? The rest of my life has to be the best of my life. You got to declare that. So you need to discover who you are. The next thing is you need to define your purpose. You need to define your purpose. What sets you apart from everybody else in the earth? Define your purpose. There are too many people. There are too many people. They're present and they don't know how to separate themselves from everyone else that's going on with their lives. If you keep doing what everybody else is doing, guess what you're doing? You're living the broad way. The broad way leads to death. What you want to do is you want to live the narrow way. The narrow way leads to life. The narrow way leads to prosperity. The narrow way leads to peace. The narrow way leads to progression. You need to define your purpose. What is it that God has given me that no one else can do as good as me? I am Ricardo Miller. And when I'm in my lane, I'm like a fish in water. Come on, somebody. When you define your purpose, you know when you take a fish out of water, you take a fish out of its element. When you take it out of its element, you risk the chances of the fish dying. Well, here's the deal. There's a place where you don't belong. Oh, that right there, you should give me a donation for that one right there. There's a place where you don't belong. So when a fish is in the water, the beauty of the fish emerges, and it's a splendid thing to look. And the element of watching the fish flow and go in the water. You can't beat a fish being a fish in the water. But you take a fish out of the water, the fish will look stupid. As a matter of fact, the fish won't survive for long outside of the water. There's a place where you belong. You've got to get to the point where you define your purpose. I like to talk. I like to train. I like to teach. I like to speak. I like to develop programs. I like equipping people. I like what I do. I'm like a fish in water. I can do this every day, all day. There's something you were created to do that makes you like fish in the water, where you could say, this is where I belong. Oh, come on. How many of you got that place in mind? There's a place where I belong. I'm in pursuit of finding that place, or I'm in pursuit of learning how to embrace that place. Or guess what? I'm learning to maximize myself within that place, be it as it may. My whole pursuit in life is to make sure that I'm operating in my purpose. Wherever your purpose in life is, that's the place where you need to decide that you will dwell. You're not going to live outside of purpose. When you live outside of purpose, you invite frustration, you invite pain, you invite misery, you invite just dead days. There are too many people who are existing but not living. There are too many people that are existing but not living. Here's the deal. If you're going to live life effectively, my next one is number 6, you have to set goals for your life. You have to set goals for your life. Goals move us and goals shape us. So you got to get to the point where you start setting goals for your life, because here's the deal. Goals are small bite-sized pieces of your vision. So when you have purpose, once you start to establish the vision for your life, you start breaking that vision down into small bite-sized pieces. If you don't have any goals for your life, your days won't have any meaning. So what happened is somebody said, what are you doing tomorrow? And I don't know. It doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? It doesn't matter because you have no intent for tomorrow. So it doesn't matter what time you get up. It doesn't matter what time you go to bed. It doesn't matter what you do with your time. But when you have goals, when you have a goal for that day, that week, that month, that entire year, for those of you that are saying 2021 is your year for winning, you got to tell yourself, I can't waste a day. I have to invest myself appropriately within each day. My life is going to reflect over time the choices and the decisions I make within each day. If I want a great life, I have to start making great choices. I have to make sure my decisions are starting to add up in favor of a progressive life. So you got to start writing down goals. Tonight, you need to write down, what is it that I want to do tomorrow that's going to make tomorrow a fruitful day? What is it I'm wanting to do this weekend that's going to make this weekend a fruitful weekend? What am I going to do with the rest of the month? We just walked into this month. But what am I going to do with the month of May that's going to make May an amazing month? Let me teach you this. I want to share this with you. If you want this to be an incredible year, here's something you have to do. An incredible year does not come from you just simply saying, I want an incredible year. Coach Miller, I want to have an incredible year. I want to have an incredible year. Wanting it is not enough. Do you know that everybody who crosses over into a new year oftentimes says, this is going to be my year? But at the end of the year, they find themselves at the same place because they don't do what I'm about to share with you for free. Okay? Here's what most people don't do. What most people don't do is they don't understand the importance of seconds, minutes, and hours. Seconds, minutes, and hours make up for a day. You manage seconds, minutes, and hours well, what's going to happen is you'll end up with a nice day. In other words, today was a great day because I managed my seconds, my minutes, my hours really well. When you manage your days well, days comes into being a week. So now you manage several weeks well because you manage your days well. Before you know it, you've been managing a month well. Managing a few months well, you manage the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. Before you know it, you end up with a phenomenal year. Everybody wants a great year, but nobody wants to pay attention to the fact that, listen, man, great years don't just happen. Come on. How many of y'all feeling me right now? Great years just don't happen. You have to be intentional about what you do when it comes to the great days that I've been giving you, because every day is a great day. Every day is a great day. Listen, guys, if you want to get to the point where your life starts to change in favor of the principles that I'm teaching, you need to get this book, Effective Living. It's not a book. It's a tool. You need to get this book. Go to my website, ricardomiller.com. Tonight, I will sign the book tomorrow, and we will ship that book out to you guys. You got to know, the enemy, the Bible says, come to kill, steal, and destroy. The scripture also tells us, there's the deal, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. I don't want to keep finding myself given to months, but not having anything coming back to me from the months that I've been given. What did you do with the month of April? What did you do with the month of February? What did you do with the month of March? What did you do with the month of January? Listen, guys, we're about to go into June, and there are some people who haven't done anything. They haven't done anything with the days that they've been given. So you got to tell yourself, listen, I don't want to waste my days. I want to take advantage of the days that I've been given. So what you want to do is start working with having goals for your life. Financial goals, okay? Health and fitness goals, relationship goals. For Effective Living, when you buy that book, when you go to the website and buy Effective Living, the book, you're going to find out we teach a lot about the 5 foundational F's that is necessary for effective living. What is it? What are those? It's faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. Let me say it again. It's faith, finance, family, fitness, and fun. When you bring all of those together, we're talking effective living, beautiful people. Okay? Here's a couple more things. Watch this. Number 7. You have to learn how to stay focused. You want to live life effectively, you have to learn how to stay focused. It is a known fact that most men fail because of broken focus. If you don't learn how to align your focus, you'll become distracted. Distracted by what's on TV, distracted by what your neighbor is wearing, distracted of what people are doing at church, distracted of what people are doing on your jobs, distracted by what your siblings are doing. Get to the point where you start focusing on your goals. Get to the point where you start focusing on your life improving over time. If you don't like where you are, guess what? You can change where you are. You just have to know. Focus. I need laser focus in my life moving forward. Come on, say that with me. I need laser focus in my life moving forward. Yeah. I need laser focus. I'm talking about, here's the deal. 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people. But yet, 2020 was also an incredible year for a lot of people. 2020 was an incredible year for those individuals that were focused. Those persons who said, I refuse to be denied. Do I have anybody who's comfortable saying that? I refuse to be denied. The mere fact, when you wake up tomorrow morning and you find yourself having been given another day, you get up and say, wow, I've been given another day. Woo-hoo! Here's the deal. The fact that I've been given another day says I'm coming for mine. I refuse to settle. I'm so focused on my goals. My goals are in direct proportion to my overall vision. Every day I'm chipping away at it. Every day I'm chipping away at it. Every day I'm embracing the help. Someone is assigned to help me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to learn how to become more focused, laser focused to be exact. I'm talking about I'm not going to be distracted by the noise in the market, okay? I'm not going to be distracted by those things that have kept me back in times past. This is the last year that I'm going to still be at the same level. This is the last month that I'm going to still be at the same level. This is the last day I'm going to be at the same level. Every day I'm learning to improve. But you have to get to the point where you're so focused and so determined that you're refusing to be denied. I refuse to be denied. I'm coming for what's mine. Can you say that with confidence? I refuse to be denied. I am coming for what's mine. See, there are some people who, whatever you need to support you moving forward, you got to embrace that. Somebody needs this shirt right here. The shirt says, I'm creating a life I don't need a vacation from. Why? Because the goal in life is to not just work your way to a vacation. Your goal in life is to work every day and allow yourself to feel like every day is a vacation, where you're living and loving life on a daily basis. Living and loving life on a daily basis. If you're living your life in a way where you can't stand your life, where you don't look forward to getting up in the morning, where you dread going to work, come on. You're just, I'm talking about, you can't even smile. You're just, thank God it's Friday tomorrow and I can't wait for the weekend. Thank you, they're going to give me a week's vacation. So you're doing something wrong. You're living wrong. That's not the way you're supposed to live. There's a proper way to live. It's called living effectively, okay? Now, here's what you got to tell yourself. I'm not going to forget what I promised myself in relations to being the person that I was created to be. I'm not going to settle. I am not going to settle. I am not going to settle. Come on. I want to win. I was born to win. I was destined to win. I'm going where no one in my family has ever gone before. Who could say that with me? I was born to win. I was destined to win. I'm going where no one in my family has gone before. I am not going to settle. See, before you go to bed tonight, this is what you need to be thinking about. While you're ironing and preparing your clothes for tomorrow, while you're packing your lunch for tomorrow, you got to tell yourself, hey, I'm going to live life intentionally. I'm going to live life effectively. I am not going to settle. I was born to win. I refuse to fit in to a crowd that is all miserable and existing merely just to work, come home, watch TV, and repeat the same thing the next day. You know what I've discovered? That the scripture says that God is not a respective person. I believe that with my whole heart. And if he's not a respective person, there are people who are loving their life. Why is it that you're not loving your life? Oh, when I started growing up my beard, someone said, you're looking a little bit old. I said, it doesn't matter. I am loving my life, every bit of it. I'm loving where I am at this particular stage in my life, and I'm loving the progress that I'm making on a daily basis. I feel good. Woo! I feel good. It's important for you to align yourself in a way where you're feeling good about the decisions that you're making on a daily basis, because your decision is creating your life. Last but not least, guys, learn from others. Learn from others. Learn from others. Learn from others. Successful people are curious people. Successful people are curious people. So what you want to do is you want to start learning from others. There is someone who is winning where you're failing. There is someone who's doing extremely well where you're having difficulties. Don't keep staying stuck. Only because your pride would not have it to be that you need to stop and learn from others. If you're watching this for the very first time on Effect, put on the notification button. This is free content. Ricardo, I can't afford your coaching service. Well, you can afford to show up every day and watch the free video and start there. Start with the free video. When you start with the free video, you start listening and you start applying. Okay? Then watch this. The free stuff will help you to get to that next level where you now can afford the book. You may not be able to afford the coaching service, but you can afford the book. The book is $24.95. So now watch this. You've been embracing the free content, then you've embraced the book. Before you know it, you say, hey, I need coaching. I need closer management of my days and my skill set and my purpose all trying to come together. I need help. So learn from others. Be willing to allow someone to help you. Be it as it may start through a recording like this, a live. It may start through a book. It may start through you asking someone that you have. Listen, this is what I figured out. We all have access to someone who's doing very well where we're not doing well. Let me say that again. We all have access to someone who's doing very well where we're not doing well. What we need to do is we need to stop trying to be equals. We need to stop trying to be buddies. We need to stop trying to be just cool with those who are doing well where we're not doing well. And we need to humble ourselves and say, hold on, you've never been broke. You do very well. You have good investment. I mean, come on. Well, how did you do it? Me and you went to school together. You and I live in the same community. We go to the same church. We work on the same job. How is it that you're never broke and I'm barely making it? Could you tell me 2 or 3 things I could do a little bit different to help me to get to where I need to go? Now, when someone gives you the advice that's doing better than you, don't justify, well, I can never do that. You can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. You can do whatever you need to do to get to where you're trying to go. But if you keep making excuses, you're going to stay stuck. Anyhow, my time's up. If you've enjoyed this, you should share it. Tag somebody and let them know. Coach Ricardo Miller gave a good free talk, and he's challenging us all. Everybody should be reading my book, Effective Living. The book is going to help you take control of your life. If you don't like where you are, you can change where you are. Decide right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start making decisions that is going to be more favorable for me to ensure that the rest of my life truly becomes the best of my life. I don't know about you, but this year is going to come and it's going to go just like every other year. And there will be people who would have not changed because you know why? They kept doing the same thing, not realizing if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. And I don't think you want that. I don't think you want to find yourself still stuck here on December 31st. Get closer to the community. At the end of this video, you can go ahead and check the comment section, and what we're going to have is we're going to have the website link, or you can go inside the caption, the writing that's connected to this live, and go to a link that'll help you understand about effective living. Do something different to get something different. Tell yourself, I want to live life effectively. I want to live life. I want to take control of my life. I don't want to live from crisis to crisis. That's not my destiny. I was not born to live from crisis to crisis. I don't like where I am. I can change that. If you accept that truth, then guess what? Why aren't you doing something about it? Ricardo, it's hard. I know it's hard. That's why sometimes you need to humble yourself and just simply ask for help and then do the work. Do the work. Start with the free content. Get the book. Start with the webinars, seminars. Get a coach. Do what you got to do to change your situation. Because here's the deal. Nobody's coming to save you. It's up to you to do what you got to do to get to where you're trying to go. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I'm praying for you. Tag somebody you think will enjoy this. You all have a good night. Bye-bye.